Why do you think people go to psychics?
Psychics, as in people who can like predict the future?
I guess. Why do people go to psychics? That's a really good question.
It's sort of the same concept of why there are some people who genuinely believe the earth is flat. It's people who are just less educated and therefore come to their own conclusion through pseudoscience, because pseudoscience often has more flattering language that people can comprehend more.
I think there are a lot of misconceptions about the so-called spiritual community. My name is Tina Lupiezowiec, and I am the owner and clairvoyant psychic medium at Koi Psychic Services. You don't just get to be a psychic. You got to learn everything about everything. We have all sorts of cultures and species and characters and entities that we cannot identify, we don't know, they're not in our dimension. It's challenging for us to communicate effectively. Then we have ones that feel pretty good, unless it's the longest con ever. They seem to have our highest interest. And whether that is me, the larger version of me, the 99% communicating with the one, or whether it is a spirit team, which I am inclined to believe it is, made up of all sorts of characters. Regardless of what it is, it's my job to use my inner knowing to process the information that comes to me and to use it meaningfully and purposefully. So as an occupation, you use it to help people to navigate the murky waters of their lives. And then this is the here and now. This is where you are. You're not in yesterday, you're not in tomorrow, you're smack dab into here and now. And that is the thing you have the most trouble with. I don't have a lot of friends who are in the industry. I have a few. My perception is even really good people who are great psychics can't help themselves. The money's just too good. And I have an ethical problem with that. And nobody wants to hear the word affordable because they think that's cheap. And I'm like, no, actually, it means accessible. Affordable is accessible. And spirituality and the concepts of spirituality should not be expensive. This is physical telepathy. So what happens is, Cheyenne, I'm just going to use this as an example, but don't do this because I'm using it as an example. So I've been doing these experimental classes where I did not charge these students, and I've got 2 classes. Oh yeah, I got like 30 students right now that are killing it. You touch everybody's nose. Okay? Yep. And so that's you physically doing it, but you're also going to send the mental signal.
I am very big with like feeling and kind of just like knowing kind of beforehand. And I realized I've always kind of been like that, but I suppressed it a lot, and I never really consciously thought like, wow, that's different. That's interesting. I can do something with that. Ever since I've kind of recognized this, especially through this developmental course, it's something I've enhanced and it's something I've practiced.
Spirituality, the way I know it, is going within. That is the definition of spirituality. So regardless of what your collective experience is, as an individual, spirituality is the ability to look within. You know what? I'm just going to put up with this until the kids are 14. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'll just stay at the job. I'm going to get that pension. There are going to be 1,000 times when you're going to be confronted with a similar thing. I have seen so many people come in here not even knowing what was wrong with them, not knowing they were abused in relationships, not knowing they were treated like dirt at their job, not understanding anything. They come in and sit across from me, and I've got them on a path. I'm telling them where they should be living, what they should be doing, all this stuff. And they're like, oh, I always wanted that. Oh my God, I forgot that. And da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, my work here is done.
There are some things that I definitely have been thinking about in my life, and like just having her say that, it brought to life like so many things that I didn't even realize before that I'm going to be thinking about now.
I think that's my mission, is working with people to expedite more joyful lives, healthier lives, passionate lives, passion and purpose.
While it may be good for the person to cope at that moment using a sidekick, it's a financial loss for them, and they're also not gaining any truths from it. And then they risk, misinformation and overall just ending up in a worse position and down the line.
To deny yourself texture, complexity, fluidity, to think that your thoughts, that the universe is limited to your capacity to imagine is, I'm embarrassed for somebody who thinks that way. Worst case scenario, you're led to believe that you can heal yourself, and then you heal yourself, and some asshole struts out and says, you don't have that ability. Are you joking? Are you kidding me? What have they just proven? That their magic, the magic to pollute, to question into this flat, just yucky place without texture, without color, without flavor, that their ability to cram somebody into that space is preferable. All this stuff, all that joy, all that fun, and to crush it because of a lack of imagination.
I'm not one to tell someone they're wrong based on their beliefs, because obviously I don't know, they don't know. Nobody really knows what happens next.
I'm open-minded to learning and to hearing about other people's experiences, and I don't know, I'm open-minded to those types of things.
It's kind of like a journey of understanding yourself and being able to understand other people.
It is a challenge, to say the very least. And do you know why I do it? Because it is an expression of beauty. Period. And if I am beautiful and I model beauty and I model acceptance and I model imagination and flexibility and creativity and expansion, if I model it, I teach by example.